and whatever. Okay, so we've made the determination with this show that it will not carry on in its current form. It is going to get a retooling. We're going to retool. So we have this show and then 6 more after this. We're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the next 2 weeks. Then on May 1st, I'm going to Dollywood, actually, for vacation.
Nice, Paul.
Yeah,
have you ever been there before?
Gatlinburg, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, with some friends of mine and Amanda's. And looking forward to that. I hope I get to see the woman herself.
I hope so, too.
It would be great. She is a genuine, true American icon who I believe has written the greatest country song of all time in Jolene.
It's a good one.
I'm a huge country music fan, Stephen, as you know, and that's the best one. So after I take my little sojourn, we're going to come back. We're going to do some different things. The show's going to be very different. It's going to live on the main channel again, and this channel will be for the clips that we do from it. But it's going to be a kind of a late night vibe is what we're going to do. And Steven will be a part of it. And whatever capacity he's available to be, we'd like him to be a huge part of it because you get me, Steven. You get me in a way that most people don't.
It's getting vulnerable in here. I love it.
Yes.
2 minutes into the show.
Yeah. So I just wanted the people who've been loyal and carried over here with us. We have done this experiment now for a year with this channel. Part of the problem we've just determined with this channel, it's been like 8 different things. So we need to just make it a thing that's not like driven by live programming and clear out all the other thing is it's still got all the old stuff on it. So the algorithm is all
jacked up.
Yes. That's the polite way to put it. Yeah, I was going to call shithouse crazy. But I mean, that's kind of how it is. But so and look, with the sale, the new company with Rogue Media and all that, they have given the opportunity to do with this show what I always really wanted to do with it. And so that's what we're going to do. And so it's not going to be called the Triple Option anymore either. Because again, the unoriginal Jagweeds at Fox Sports and Urban Meyer didn't do a Google search about Triple Option College Football Podcast, or did and said, it doesn't matter.
Why did Urban land there? He never ran the triple.
There's 3 guys on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One of whom, by the way, Fox just tried to replace with Reese Davis, Rob Stone. So I don't know how much longer that triple option is going to last either. But, you know.
Good luck, Rob.
Yeah. So
we always wanted you, Rob.
Yeah.
Don't believe those media reports.
Yeah, no. We didn't try to get the host of the show that we're knocking off to come down here. If you're Coke, why do you go to Pepsi? Like, why? Like, I'm the guy who maybe I'm the guy who I'm not the guy who invented Coke, but I'm the guy at Coke who's like, you know what we should do? Vanilla, cherry. Ooh, no caffeine, no caffeine and no sugar. Oh, like I'm that idea man. And then like Pepsi calls me and goes, hey, what do you think? I'd be like, no, I'm not coming to you.
Remember when Fox Sports 1 launched and it was like, okay, this is it. This is what's going to dethrone ESPN. And to their credit, they did, I think, have some good ideas and some ideas that were different, but it didn't revolutionize sports TV. Like
no, they were like, yeah, we're going to do things wild. And then they're like, okay, you know how they have a show with 2 guys yelling at each other? We're going to get one of those guys. We're going to get the white guy, and then we're going to get a different black guy. And they're like, ooh, different black guy. That's a good idea.
We'll give Skip Bayless $1 billion.
We'll give the least respected one of those 2. In fact, widely before he went to ESPN, the least respected sports journalist in America of all time, before all this even happened, like you couldn't respect him less. Theoretically, everybody was already at the bottom. What they thought was the bottom. No one respected Skip Bayless. No one in our business did. You ask anybody who worked with him in any city he worked in, especially Dallas, and they had No respect for Skip. Slime ball, I've heard like piece of human, like toxic waste, like all these different things about Skip Bayless. Never met him, but believe me, I know plenty of people who worked with him back in the day. Bottom rung of the ladder as far as respect goes. Then he goes to ESPN and Fox and somehow found a new bottom.
He just kept digging.
Like, he's like, you know what? You guys think that I'm the most disgusting, vile reporter that's ever lived. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you by having this on 5 days a week and just saying the worst, stupidest things.
Ticket Club is a unique platform that aims to revolutionize the way consumers purchase event tickets. It primarily functions as a membership-based ticketing platform, offering a wide array of tickets to concerts, sporting events, theater shows, and other live entertainment events. The main distinction of Ticket Club from other ticketing platforms is its commitment to delivering tickets with no service fees. Features and benefits of Ticket Club. One of the most distinctive features of Ticket Club is the absence of service fees. Most ticketing platforms charge service fees, which can elevate the cost of the ticket significantly. However, with Ticket Club, the price you see is the price you pay. This translates to substantial savings, especially for frequent ticket buyers. Ticket Club also offers a diverse selection of event tickets. From Broadway shows and music concerts to NFL games and comedy shows, Ticket Club has it all. This diversity makes it an ideal ticketing platform for all entertainment lovers. Reliability and pricing. When it comes to reliability, Ticket Club does not disappoint. The platform guarantees the delivery of authentic tickets on time for the event. In the rare case that a problem arises, the company promises to refund 100% of the purchase price. Ticket Club operates on a membership basis. Non-members can still purchase tickets, but they are subject to small service fees. To enjoy the no service fees benefit, one can join as a member at a fee of $49.99 per year. However, certain groups, such as military personnel and first responders, can receive free memberships as a thank you for their service. Customer support. Customer support is a critical aspect of any business, and Ticket Club excels in this area. The platform provides comprehensive customer support to ensure all queries and issues are handled in a timely and professional manner. Customers can reach out via phone or email, and the Help Center on their website offers answers to frequently asked questions. Unique features and benefits. In addition to the no service fees feature, Ticket Club has a unique feature called the Ticket Club Premier program. This allows members to earn points on their purchases, which can be redeemed for discounts on future purchases. This feature adds to the overall value provided by the platform and encourages customer loyalty. In conclusion, the introduction to Ticket Club reveals a platform that is designed with the customer in mind. The no service fees policy, diverse event selection, reliability, competitive pricing, and excellent customer support make Ticket Club an appealing choice for purchasing event tickets. Whether you're a sports fanatic, a theater enthusiast, or a concert goer, Ticket Club is your reliable partner for event tickets.
Like, I'm going to attack a quarterback because he's dealing with depression.
Yeah, that was rough.
Oh, you think I can't go lower than that? I don't care that his brother committed suicide. Boom.
Well, and the crazy thing about Skip too is he's almost like a method actor, and that you can't tell if there is a bit happening, if there's just a tiny bit happening in there somewhere, you can't tell. Like, I remember one time he showed up in a LeBron jersey and he had a brick with him, which was kind of a funny thing, but Skip immediately just got really angry. And then it was like, well, this is no longer funny. This is just strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, weird guy.
And he has these opinions that like LeBron James is not worthy of greatness, like because of like these categories he's put. Like, no, like it's okay not to personally like the guy.
Sure.
If you don't like his personality, that's fine. Nobody's telling you have to, but he's the leading scorer of all time. He's got multiple NBA titles with different teams. Like, he's 40 years old and still one of the top 5 best players in the league. Gold medals. Like, there's nothing he hasn't accomplished. And you're still like, yeah, but I liked Michael better. Okay, that's your personal thing, but
you don't have to make it every argument.
You don't have to make it like you don't like ESPN and Fox with this whole Michael versus LeBron thing. It's literally Like, oh, I like Domino's. I like Pizza Hut. Well, Pizza Hut, like, okay. Like, they're both like low cost delivery pizza options. They've not won awards. Like, at Pizza Fest, 25, like nobody's going to be like, and for best, most unique pizza of the year, Domino's, like they're neither of them are trying for that. Like, like they're not like little Italian guys. Like, this is the sauce I made. My grandmother make it. She bring it from the old country here. I make it the pizza. It's very first. I put it in the oven, like none of that. It's none of that. It's none of that. And so like trying to pick between Jordan and LeBron, it's just a matter of era, right? So
yeah, and they've made it everything. Our hockey contingent back there, Garrett and Andrew, was it like 2 weeks ago that Ovechkin broke the
it was a couple of weeks back.
Goal record?
Yeah.
Okay, so he breaks a couple weeks back, and they have PK Subban on, and it's like, okay, we're going to talk some hockey on First Take. The question was, what's more impressive, like LeBron's record or Ovechkin's record? They somehow turned that discussion into like, what does this mean for LeBron's legacy?
To me, that was like, that question is like, okay, what is better, scrambled eggs or boiled eggs? And you're like, I mean, they're both like, what kind of eggs do you like?
Yeah.
I don't know. If for me, I like eggs in almost every form that they're in. So I'd be like, both. I don't know if it says the same to me. It's just like,
Yeah, but both are good.
Some nights I want to watch hockey. Some nights I want to watch basketball.
It was like if SNL sat in a writer's room and they're like, okay, let's do a First Take sketch. That would be the question they would come up with. But it was just real life on the ESPN TVs.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's so weird that they do that. And so those are the kind of things we're going to make fun of quite a bit. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sketches that we do that are based on sports shouting shows.
Nice.
And potentially the bro sports contingent of the world, which I'm very fascinated, Stephen, by the Barstools and the Barstool offshoots of the world, because Dave Portnoy fascinates me in a way I can't even describe, because he's clearly a really, really brilliant guy.
Very smart.
He's very smart.
Like they built that thing from the ground up.
Yeah.
And literally.
But he does things. So I'll tell you this, like he's very smart, but then like, it's funny because he's kind of the antithesis of like Joe Rogan in this way, in that like he'll take a stand, and like he was very big on like Trump and Elon and the things that they were doing. And then like they did them and he's like, wait a minute, that's not working. We're all losing money. Hey, you got to stop that. And he's like one of the other ones who's like, hey, look, I supported you, but like you're doing it wrong. Like we're all losing money. You shouldn't do that. You need he was big on Tesla. I was like, hey, Tesla stock is plummeting. Whereas Elon Musk, like he's off doing this other stuff. Like, hey, he needs to get back to his regular job and save this company because like we're all losing money. I have a bunch of Tesla stock. It's taking a bath. I don't want it to lose it. So he has these times where it's like, well, I mean, you're a smart guy, Dave. Like you should have seen that coming. Like, you should have seen it. Like you knew that like this was not their expertise. And like, all it takes is asking like the one question of like, okay, what are you going to do? But Dave, like, but he will, to his credit, he will come out and go like, hey, I guess I missed on this one. And I like it. I genuinely, I think I do like him. Like sometimes I'm like, God, Lee, dude, like, what are you doing? Like you have this you're really smart and you can speak to people that don't get these things at a level that a lot of us who are trying to explain what's going wrong can't. Like there are a lot of people like that disagree with me politically that watch this show, and I make those things, and I'm pretty good about like being middle of the road and like understanding, but I don't have the gift that he does to like change your mind. I think I don't think I have that.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, like I would like to have that where we can have a reasonable discussion and change someone's mind. I can have my mind changed by a reasonable discussion. Now, part of that is in the eye of the person whose mind you're trying to change. Like, are you willing to change your mind about things or not? And a great many of us in the world are not willing to change our mind about things, even in the face of like
Facts.
overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Like, no, this is what I believe. And I heard this with a family member. And it was just like, well, that's just her reality. I'm like, there's no my reality and your reality. There is only reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just like, well, in my reality, it doesn't. Okay. Is that how we're gonna be? Are we gonna?
Well, let's match up realities here. Let's sync realities up together.
It's like there's not like it was. I was a discussion I was having with my mother, and I was like, "Well, Mom, you can't. Well, you can't just say like that's her reality.
That's my reality."
I was like, "That's like there's not multiple. Like this isn't Marvel Cinematic Universe,
not the multiverse. Right?
That's not the multiverse. This is." And like, here's the thing: even in the multiverse, like that's like. That reality and this reality don't intersect. We're in this one. Like she's not from the other one. She's from this one. You're from this one. So in this reality and this one we're living in, in this realm of the space-time continuum, this is how things are, and so anyway, but like, I think we'll make fun of that because because Barstool has like 3 really good shows, like really, really good shows that found their niche. And then they've got a bunch of other ones that are just idiots. I mean, and they kind of know that they're idiots, but like,
and they lean into it.
But they're the ones who get Barstool in trouble, like about this poor girl from Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. And Barstool is actually the one, like not ESPN, not anybody else. Barstool's the one who's been classy enough to be like, yeah, we shouldn't have done that.
They've walked it back. Yeah,
they walked it back. I mean, classy or necessary, I don't know, but at least they admitted
they've taken steps legally.
As where ESPN and Disney have been like, well, we don't say anything right now. Mm-hmm. Like Pat McAfee is like, like, and of course, when you are ESPN and Disney, I do think that when those things come up and you make those huge, awful mistakes like they did, it's probably not best to just come out and say it because all you have to do is like Google how much does Pat McAfee make. And you're like,
you can wait these things out.
And then that lawyer goes, oh, I know how. Like now I don't have to figure out how much I'm going to sue him for. Google just told me how much to do it for. Like I don't have to subpoena any records. I just have to go, oh, all right.
Got it.
Let's take that and multiply it by 5. Here we go. You guys know what 8 times 5 is? 40? Good deal. You know what? Let's throw an extra 10 on that for good measure, for the hard work of it. So, but yeah, we're like, I want to make fun of all the stuff that's going on in the world in sports and how silly it is. And Steven, today's wheel is top 10 sports traders.
Yes.
Do you have any Red Sox to Yankees people on there?
I can add one. I have a baseball star who has been multiple places.
Okay. Don't add any because I'm going to tell you, I was going to actually have you take them off because if you ask me if it's Wade Boggs or Johnny Damon or Roger Clemens or any of those guys, I will say 1. And then you'd be like, all right, how about Johnny Damon? 1. They all live in the same part of now. Johnny Damon has come kind of come back in the fold,
right?
As has Wade Boggs. Roger Clemens is like a Yankee now, like he's just a Yankee, and that one hurts me. Wade Boggs was actually cleansed by the Devil Rays because that's the hat he's wearing in his Hall of Fame thing.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because he's from Tampa. He wanted to rep Tampa. So
as Tampa people do.
Yeah, the Chicken Man, Wade Boggs, not like absolutely shit. So.
One thing I'm interested about in this wheel, some of the names I wrote down. Now, a few of them, it's kind of like that Red Sox or Yankees thing, but some of the names I wrote down, it's like I feel like our opinion on free agency has changed a lot in the past 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a time where if you were a homegrown guy and you went anywhere, that was the biggest mistake you could make in sports. I mean, people really had issue with it. I feel like sports fans have kind of grown up a little bit and understanding like, okay, the business aspect of this, like there's a negotiating happening. There's 2 sides to it. So some of the names I'm interested to see like where you have them in the context of today, but yeah, biggest traders in sports because I guess we had our first college football holdout this week. I mean, kind of didn't really work out the way that Nico wanted it to, but it sparked a lot of discussion about NIL and the future of college football.
Yeah. So Nico Iamaleava, this is the big story in college sports right now. And via the other triple option show, the fake triple option show, but the one who will ultimately win out and get the name. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not a big deal. You're not bitter about it at all.
I'm bitter about it at all. And we won't do 12 bits about how they killed us. But anyway, haven't already started writing us. Anyhow, but Urban Meyer, who is public enemy number one here, and that will never change.
Even if he didn't take your podcast name,
it would never.
He would still be number one.
Solidified him like. If it was like a list of like, the FBI's most wanted that can kind of like move on the sliding scale over like, like how like this guy did something really bad and this guy came in and topped it like, all right, we got to move into number 2. No, now with that, he's never moved.
He's number 1.
Number 1. He said, okay, Tennessee is screwed. They got a problem. Everybody's saying, nice job, Tennessee, making a stand. I've got a little comment on that. Tennessee plays Florida usually every year in October. Can you imagine that game's going the other way and Coach Heupel grabs the microphone and stands at the 50-yard line in Neyland Stadium and says, it's okay. I made a stand way back when. These are words out of Urban Meyer's mouth. Urban Meyer, who famously took not many stands when it came to his roster. In fact, he kicked 2 guys off the team that we know of. The first guy he kicked off the team wound up very tragically committing suicide. And then in the documentary, Urban Meyer said, well, that's after that. I blame myself for that. And that's why I decided not to kick many kids off the team. And I was like, okay, but I mean, like you could view that as an isolated incident and learn from it, or you could now use that as an excuse for why you let a murderer stay on your team, which is what he was doing. And the only other person I can remember him like kicking off the team of note was future NFL MVP and national champion, Heisman Trophy winner Cam Newton, who stole a laptop. So
not the biggest offense in Florida's history.
Like, and the thing is like, okay, well, good. Okay. He's taking a stand. All right. Well, what about the, other felonies, like severe felonies that were going on? I don't know. Laptop theft is up there.
That's where we draw the line in the sand.
You don't steal laptops, and so, this just kind of lists comments as like, okay, well, I'm going to let him poison the locker room. I'm going to do like just Josh Heupel. I really believe him when, like, I think there was a path forward for Nico to be back with his team and everything be copacetic with all this, had he not gone dark on Friday and missed the last like practice of the year before the spring game. Because for all the guys on that team who have tried to get more money from the collective and all of that, everybody is still rowing the boat in the same direction. And the minute that you're at the end of something and you jump off and you like make some sort of BS stand like Nico is making for money, or his family's trying to say whatever, but we can't really believe anything they say because we already caught him lying once. So to say that it's a bad idea to kick him off the team, like, look, yeah, he's got a 1-year grace period from the fans. He really does. But for Urban, that just shows his true colors of like, no. They can do what they want.
Correct. And I mean, like, I'm sure the players understand, okay, we have some leverage here, know your worth, but there's still some unwritten rules. And to just go dark on everybody, as you said, not respond to anything, at a certain point, as the team, as coaching staff, you have to say, this dude's not worth it anymore. So this has been a fascinating situation. On one hand, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, Nico said, hey, I think I deserve X amount of dollars. Tennessee and the collective said, we disagree. And now he's leaving. So in some ways, I think that's how the market's supposed to work. I mean, we'll see who ends up being right. And right now it looks like Nico might end up at a school that he didn't plan to and could end in the short end of the stick on this. But at the same time, I mean, the losers in all of this are really the fans and his teammates. I mean, these are the people that are getting hurt by this. I think Tennessee can work around it. But that being said, I mean, their options now are get a young player ready to go, or you do the same thing that somebody's going to do to you, which is like you go get somebody else's quarterback in the portal and you poach somebody else. So it's just a constant back and forth in that regard. And we can all agree, like that's not what everybody intended and was looking for when we were talking about players getting some compensation and having more say in how things were going and having more power. That's not what everybody was hoping for. This idea that kids are just jumping schools really whenever they want.
Yeah. And I mean, this is maybe a canary in the coal mine moment for this whole thing of how, like, the thing is that I don't think anybody would have begrudged him transferring if he didn't want to be there anymore. It would have sucked for Tennessee either way.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the right way and the wrong way to do it. He did it the wrong way. He did it the wrong way. And he's getting, like, clearly getting really bad advice because he's losing money on this deal.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get 7 figures more than likely. I mean, because that's the going rate, but he'll get less than what he's getting. So if he thought he was just going to go get $4 million elsewhere, and, you know, a lot of people so UCLA has been bandied about in all this thing, but his brother, I had forgotten that his brother and his brother's best friend were committed to UCLA until signing day and then flipped to Arkansas on signing day. So I don't know how UCLA feels about the Iamaleava family right now. When
I was searching through some message board genius posts today, I did see a contingent of UCLA fans that were basically like, why not? I mean, yeah. it's one of those things. The football program feels dead right now. Let's take a risk. And if it doesn't work, you're really not in a worse situation than you were before you took on Nico. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I understand the sentiment of, hey, it's kind of like, I mean, it's not a perfect comparison, but when Colorado took on Dion as their head coach, and it's worked out brilliantly for them, but the general consensus was sort of like, well, we're a completely anonymous program at the moment. So let's get this guy in here. He's got good ideas. He's got a name brand, and maybe that'll elevate us at least somewhat above where we've been. And I mean, that has worked out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see where he winds up. One of our viewers posed a question to us that we didn't get to about where in the Big 12 would he fit the most. And I actually think it's UCF. I think with that offense and what Scott Frost does, that would do that. Now, their level of interest and all that, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of another school other than UCF that would have just right away an opening. I mean, I thought about Houston, but Connor Wegman's there, so that doesn't make as much sense as it would have before the offseason started. I feel like UCF would be a great place.
I mean, the thing that's going to make the Big 12 really good this year is I think top to bottom, they're the ones who are the most set at quarterback of any league.
Mm-hmm.
Like 1 through 16, really, I think there's only a couple teams that are like banding about the idea of a quarterback right now, and UCF is one of them, given their year last year. But if you look at the Big 12, TCU got their guy, Baylor got their guy, Tech's got their guy, Iowa State has their guy, Utah has their guy, BYU has their guy,
Arizona State has
their guy, who I think is maybe the best guy.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State, Kansas, all they have their guy. West Virginia has their guy, Nico Marchiol. Who am I leaving out? Cincinnati's got their guy.
Arizona's got their guy.
Even though I keep thinking that guy should go somewhere else, but he really likes Tucson.
He's
there. He's there. So you go through and you get to UCF. Okay, maybe they don't have theirs. Oklahoma State has Haas Haney, like he's apparently their guy. So he's kind of in the middle of that equation there. But I'm running out of schools to go to. Colorado has their guy. Caden Salter, and they have Juju Lewis, waiting in the wings. So, all the new schools we've been through, they all have their guy. So yeah, it's going to be on to see like where they end up there. And so like, there's a conference that he already has one conference he can't go to. And you look at, okay, you just go over to the Big 12. There's maybe 1 or 2 spots that he would reasonably fit right now.
Yeah. And
the one that people thought, Texas Tech, because they're throwing around transfer portal money, is like, nah, we don't really want to get in this business. So
and
he
that
can't go to the SEC. So you're talking about 32 schools that are now off the board completely.
Right. Well, it's like you said, just getting bad advice. I mean, it's my parents used to always tell me this. It's easier to find a job if you have a job.
Yeah.
Just meaning like you have some leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the ability to like kind of pick and choose what you want to do. Well, I mean, he makes this demand, but I guess he didn't have another school in mind that he was like, well, this school just through back channels is telling me I can make, X if I leave. And so Tennessee called his bluff, and now he's suffering the consequences.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, Steven, before we get to the break, you brought up a thing. One of my personal heroes, Charlie Ward, whose phone number I have, and we are friends on Facebook. He follows me on Twitter. Yeah, Charlie Ward. We are. Listen,
I don't doubt it. It was just a great name drop there.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie Ward.
Has he liked any of your posts?
No.
Okay.
I don't really.
He probably doesn't use his own Facebook. No,
I mean, he did he added me after we had him on the show. He added me on Twitter.
Oh, he followed you. Okay, well, yeah, Paul, that's worth mentioning.
Oh, yeah, he did. So it was very nice of him. We've called to have him on the show. He's been on the show several times. He'll be harder maybe now to get on the show because he is now the Florida A&M basketball coach, of which I think is a very, very good hire. He's been coaching football and basketball at I believe at Leon High School, Florida High, which is the campus that is their high school is like on campus at Florida State. It's right there. And so he's been at Florida High. He lives there in Tallahassee. I think it's a great pickup for them. It's going to get some nice positive attention. I hope that they give him some funds to do something with. FAM's a really cool school, really fun place. So I was really happy for that. But your question was, who would you pick?
Which former player from your favorite team would you want coaching? I mean, in this case, Ward's not coaching Florida State, but I guess, Paul, in your mind, you can pick the sport here. Like, which former Florida State player would you want leading the charge?
So they already have that in baseball with Link Jarrett. He's what I would have picked, honestly. So, in fact, if you asked me this question 3 years ago, I'd have been like, that guy, the guy who is winning games at Notre Dame that went to our place, that's who I'd want. But now I don't have to worry about that. Luke Laux is the basketball coach, although he's not the alum I would have personally picked if you had asked that question. I would have said Sam Cassell. But we'll see how Luke Laux does. But if it comes down to the football program, yeah, it's an easy one to be Deion.
Right? Yeah.
I would. I don't know. A lot of people are split on Deion. I think mostly because Kendall Briles pissed them off when Shedeur was getting recruited, and so they've been and I don't know. I'm not taking sides in that. Diva's gonna diva, right? And. So I do think he hurt Shadeur's feelings, though, because I honestly think had Willie Taggart just said, do you want to come here? He would have been like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere else. And Shedeur Sanders would have been a Seminole. But,
man, talk about the dominoes meme.
Yeah.
If they just take Shedeur, does that mean Deion never gets into coaching? Or maybe he just gets a job at Florida State?
I think that means he gets into coaching a little bit later because Florida State tells him, hey, you got to get that degree. And then he gets the degree from wherever he got the degree from, and good for him. And then he comes in and, maybe we don't know who Mike Norvell is. What they'll do is, hey, you've got his kid. He wants to be the coach here. Willie's hit the wall.
Seamless transition.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have said that a few years ago, but I would now. I really like Mike Norvell. I think he's a really good coach, but part of me worries that on into this new era of college football, what FSU needs is a reestablishment of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're Florida friggin' State, man. Bobby Bowden built this into the program. We were the program. How did we let that get away? And the only guy I can think to bring that bravado that I think I would kind of crave in the new era would be Deion. And maybe that one day that does happen. I'm not saying I want to get rid of Mike Norvell, but if Mike Norvell does wind up leaving, my first choice is Dion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think like he'll get better everything than he has at Colorado at FSU, because he will be able to. He'll just be able to walk in. Like, not that he doesn't have good stuff at Colorado, but like he'll just be able to walk in. Colorado had to like rebuild it back up. Like, Florida State's already a brand,
Right.
And so like he would just be able to walk in and be like, hey, every awesome player in Florida, where'd you like to go? Welcome home.
We're
guys.
right here, man.
Yeah.
No, that's a great one. When I was thinking about this, I came down to two options, but I'll settle on one before I, stop talking. So I thought about Andy Dalton, because he's been in the NFL for a million years. And I just feel like backup QBs, which is what he's become, are typically one of the smartest people, around an organization. They sort of see everything. But I think LaDainian Tomlinson is who I would settle on, because again, in this era, it's about talent acquisition more than anything else. And I feel like he's the dude that would be able to bring in, some big names just by star power alone. So that's where I would go. Garrett, do you have an LSU person in mind?
I do. I would go with the Honey Badger.
Oh, that's
Without
a good
a
one.
doubt. You are a Louisiana native. I think LSU has lost their edge. Like, you had Coach O right there. Like, it was so perfect to have a Bayou guy just breeding into it. And then you have the experience. You have somebody who dealt with adversity when they were young. You could go into anybody's house in that state and get them, kind of like Paul was talking about with Dion. The NFL connections. I think he could be able to get Patrick Peterson involved as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would go Honey Badger.
That's a really good answer.
Yeah. Like, here's the deal. If Honey Badger decides, and he just got re-signed to the Saints, so this is pushed off even further down the road. But if he decided to get into coaching afterwards and got started to go down the path of that, I promise you, if I'm Scott Woodward at LSU, I'm keeping an eye on how successful he is. If he shows he can coach, he can hire good assistants, and it's not just about the name,
right?
Because that's what Dion has started to do. Is it's not just about Dion. He's brought in some good coaches. Now he needs better. He needs better coaching all across the board, but it's improved year over year.
Yeah, for sure.
And so
I think it would also help with the DBs. Like, LSU has struggled to get good, consistent DB play, going from being DBU, and then you get him in there, you're getting every great DB you want.
Yeah. Maybe Brian Kelly's smart enough to bring Patrick Peterson on his staff.
Name up.
He just what?
I hate Brian Kelly.
No, he should. I mean, for GM or ambassador or something like that, that's a slam dunk.
Because there you can have everybody involved.
Yeah.
Now. There's no there's no limits on it.
No limit to it.
Yeah. Look, Vince Young will have the Texas ambassador job for the rest of his life. That's a gig I want. RC Slocum has it at A&M. Basically, RC's been paid by the Aggies for years and years to just be like, hey, you remember when we were awesome? That was me. Now, RC doesn't do that, but hey, you guys remember all those good things that happened right in a row?
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't just hey, 1 year and then 5 years. It was all right in a row. We were really good.
You know who's leading the charge?
That was me right
this
here.
Guy.
You know how it's been a constant headache of not winning conference championships and figuring who the hell we are and all that. Yeah. I mean, that would have happened when I was here, but
right. You know how everybody makes that joke about how we never win a conference title?
I won a ton of them.
You know who has? Me.
Yeah. You know who won our only Big 12 title? This guy right here. I won a bunch of Southwest Conference titles too. Just throwing it out there, throwing it out there. I made Texas so desperate that they went and hired Mac Brown. Just saying that, the only reason that they got so desperate is because of me. So I'm just saying, you're welcome. You ungrateful bastards. Oh, who are your two favorite players of all time at Texas A&M? Oh, Dat Wynn and Bucky Richardson? Oh. Hey,
I have a couple guesses who got them to College Station.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, if they were they were in a fire and you go get them, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know we all love Johnny Manziel, but again, you guys love Dat. Believe me, I can take Dat past a window in a room full of Aggies, if I just like put him on a rolling cart and like shoved it slowly and he just waved, the whole room would just be like, oh,
They're as good in the world.
look at that. Oh, he brought free Chick-fil-A. Even better. So I love him. I love him. My favorite, we were in, I think, have I told you the story about Dat, Garrett? We're in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
So we're in New York City after the Super Bowl, and us and the guys from San Antonio, where Dad was working at that station, then we go out. We just go out, we have dinner, and then we're going to go, get a bar. We're right down there in like the Times Square area. And so I see this guy standing outside the bar, and he has, it's cold, and he's got an A&M beanie on. And I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Like, we're in New York City. We're with like, this is pre Johnny Manziel too. We're like right around that time. I'm like, we're like the only, like the guy at A&M. And I was like, excuse me, sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I see you're wearing an A&M hat. I was like, would you like to meet Dat Win? And he goes, oh no, this is gift from friend.
Oh no.
I had no idea.
You thought you were going to change that person's life.
And it was just some Russian guy's like, no, he's a gift from friend. Like, I know have hat. He loaned me hat. I was like, oh, I said, would he would probably like to meet him? He goes like, I suppose he's from Texas. I was like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, that makes sense. He's not here, is he? No. All right. And then everybody's just laughing like hysterically. I was like, oh my God. Then 2 hours later, Dat and I and Eric, who is the head of Tyler Canner Company, Smokey's best friend, went to the Ray's Pizza by our hotel, and Steven Tyler was there.
And what a night.
Yeah. I am sitting eating pizza with Dat Win while Steven Tyler's over here, and Dat's trying to take a picture of him with his phone. And Steven's body man's like, hey, don't take a picture of him while he's eating. I'm like, yeah, that's the most embarrassing thing he's ever done. Okay.
Yeah, paparazzi don't have that.
Yeah. Not that fucking scarf he's wearing right now. That's what I'd be more embarrassed about.